Have you sprained your ankle and you feel like you don't have that strength or confidence in that leg again? Are you unsure where to start on how to strengthen and progress your strength over time? We got you covered in today's episode of great ankle and hip exercise to help progress you where you need to be. So stay tuned. I think you'll like what we got for you. What's good, Hoopers? My name is Gabe Ignacio, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Board Certified Orthopedic Clinical Specialist, and co-founder of the Basketball Doctors alongside with Dr. Marco Lopez. We are both licensed physical therapists that treat and train clients daily, and we created this channel to help the basketball community by providing evidence-based information. All we ask in return is if you could help us out by hitting that like button or subscribing to our channel to allow us to reach more Hoopers and continue to provide information. Again, all this stuff is for educational purposes only, not medical advice. So if you need medical advice, reach out to a healthcare professional or send us an email that's provided in the description below. Before we dive into our topic for today, if you haven't had the chance to check out our video on our in-depth breakdown of lateral ankle sprains, click the video above and check it out. Alright, Hoopers, so the topic for today is ankle and glute strengthening to help you give that stability back in your ankle, similar to what Steph Curry did with his career. So research has shown that the muscles that get weak following an ankle sprain are 1, your calf muscle, 2, a muscle group on the outside part of your ankle called the peroneal muscle group, and 3, your glutes, especially your glute med and hip abductors. So as many of you guys know, Steph Curry had a history of chronic ankle sprains where he would return, sprain the ankle, and continued on that route where he eventually required surgery. And even after surgery, he still had issues spraining that ankle. And from what we talked to with other professionals and what we hear from the Warriors organization is that he worked a lot on his glute med and glutes to help pretty much save his career. Even now, you rarely see him sprain his ankle, and I think in a lot of warm-ups you see him doing a lot of glute activation and ankle activation, getting those glute muscles and peroneal muscles really fired up so that you can gain stability, lateral stability at that ankle again. So we have some great exercise that we like using to help strengthen up both the ankle and the glute at the same time. So let's get after it. So our first exercise that we're going to go over to increase your glute and ankle strength is just a regular bridge on your toes. But first we're going to go over a regular bridge. So you're going to get in hook lying here, so draw your feet. So what's comfortable, you're going to do a posterior pelvic tilt. So try and tip your hips back or draw your belly button towards your spine. And then from there you're going to keep that stomach taut and really bridge up, lift your hips up toward the ceiling, feel a really good glute squeeze. And that is the regular bridge. So to add a little variation to it to get that ankle going, we're going to do a heel raise while we're doing the bridge. So this is going to increase your ankle activation and work on that ankle strength and hip strength at the same time. So the reason why we're doing this is 1, it activates your soleus muscle and helps provide a little bit of foot stability before we get into full weight bearing. If you want a little variation, what we're going to do now is we're going to do the bridges on the toes, but now what we're going to do is we're going to stay on our toes as we bridge up and down. So Mark is going to demonstrate for you here. So he's going to stay up on his toes, bridge up, get that good glute squeeze, feel your calf working as you hold those heels as high as you can, and bridging up and down, keep that stomach taut, really feel that glute squeeze and calf work. If you want another variation on top of that, what you can do is hold that bridge, and you're going to do heel raise in that position. Marco's slipping, so wear some shoes if it's more comfortable for you, or do a on a non-slick pad. Alright, so now we're going to progress the glute and ankle strengthening, kind of once you're past that acute phase of ankle healing. So what you're going to do is you're going to TheraBand, put it around the 4 feet of your foot, and then from there you're going to get into a nice quarter squat position. So you're going to do a nice little good hip hinge, and then your knees are going to be lined with over your toes, so kind of like an athletic position. From there you're going to start side stepping. So the reason why we're doing this exercise is that TheraBand is going to activate your ankle muscle, specifically that peroneal muscle group or your lateral ankle muscles. And then also this is going to really fire up your glute med muscles. So we're going to move over to a different angle here so you can see it from the front angle. And what you're going to look at is how Marco's staying nice and even throughout his hips and his trunk. His knees are aligned over his second and third toe. We really don't want you to lean one way or the other with your trunk or have that hip drop or overreach when you move side to side. So kind of stay within your element
and really feel that ankle burn and glute burn as you move side to side, and you're going to go a couple steps each direction. Alright, so now we're going to progress to an even higher level ankle and glute strengthening exercise called the single leg squat clock. So first you're going to establish a tripod foot, so underneath your big toe, pinky toe, and heel on that right side. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach 4 different directions. First we're going to go straight forward, return to starting position, straight out to the side, tap, and come straight back out at a 45-degree angle, tap, come straight back, all under control, and then straight back and returning into starting position. So as Marco continues, I'm going to break down the mechanics. So as you move through this, we really want to make sure that knee is staying aligned over that first and second toe. You're not caving in or out, and you want to make sure that pelvis and trunk are staying really stacked up. And now we're going to move towards a different angle here so that you can see. So Marco is really going to use a fine balance between your quad and glutes. So what we mean by that is that we're allowing the knee to come towards the toes but not past it. And as we do that, we want to also establish a good hip hinge as you move in all 4 different angles. So as you go through this motion, really feel that you're maintaining that tripod foot to really get that foot and ankle going, as well as you're going to really feel a good glute and quad burn as you go through this entire clock. The final exercise that we have for you today is really going to be sport integration for glute and ankle strengthening. So what we're going to do is TheraBand jab steps. So what you're going to do is get a TheraBand around your knees and your foot and ankle, and you're going to have a ball in your hand, and what you're going to do is you're going to jab step at 4 different angles, similar to the single leg squat clock that we just performed. As Marco kind of goes in slow motion for you here in one round, you want to make sure your knees are aligned with that second and third toe as you move in all different directions. And you're keeping nice and stable through your trunk and pelvis. And as you speed it up, really be aggressive, rip through, and really feel that good glute burn, as well as that ankle working to stay nice and stable. Now we're going to come into a different angle here, similar as before. You want a good combination of quad and glute for this specific exercise, and really want to make sure you're pulling that band as much as you can. As you perform this exercise, have fun with it, rip through, get aggressive, kind of increase towards that game speed mentality, and really work hard to get what you need out of this exercise.
Alright, so that's what we have for you today in this episode. Hope you find a way to fit those exercises into your program. If you need further assistance on rehabbing your ankle or want to bulletproof your ankle, click the link in the description for our 4-week ankle sprain rehab and prehab program. It's designed by us to help you kind of take care of yourself. It's like having us at the tips of your fingers, or not. If not, you can reach out to us. Also, if you found this video valuable or you learned something new, do us a favor and smash that like button or subscribe to our channel. If you didn't like the video, that's all good. Hit the dislike button and tell us how we can improve. Again, we are the Basketball Doctors. Let's ball for life.